minute late. We are about a minute late. I did an upgrade on the software, and hopefully it's going to work. The Video Pro did a little firmware update, and we're just hoping for the best here. And we are about a minute late. Let's see what we got. Okay, we've got good audio. Brief Fit Dances in the house. Stig's in the house. And thank goodness that worked. It was about 10 minutes to showtime. And I started up the Video Pro, and it says, there's a software update, and I usually skip those. I skipped it yesterday, right, because I was too close to showtime. But I said, well, 10 minutes, that's plenty of time, right? So I told it to do the update, and it took the 10 minutes and then some. It just now finished. So, and it appears to be working, so that's a plus. And we've got the 002 on the bench. The 002 is on the bench, and we have a very special show today. We are going to celebrate Leslie's birthday, and that stunner that she got. And there's a couple more photos here I'll show you. There she is wearing it. Looks like they went out to dinner and had a little celebration, and there it is on her wrist. See the sunlight catching it there? There's another shot of it. It's hard to get the white balance right on these pictures. And there she is holding the box with the watch on wrist. And I think it looks like a perfect size for her. I think it looks absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Now, hopefully, if we're lucky, they will Skype in. Kyle and Leslie will Skype in. And we'll hear how it's going. Let's see here. Kyle is in the house. Dave's in the house. Kyle's 34 millimeter too small for you. I think Kyle said 34 on some watches would work, but we'll let him answer that. Young lady will have that Rolex forever. Yes, why not? That's a 6-digit Rolex. That's a lifetime piece. Durr's in the house. We'll get Durr's opinion on that whole situation. Carlos is in the house. We'll get his opinion. Let's show it again. There's the watch on wrist. On Leslie's wrist. Hopefully we can get Carlos's opinion. And, he says superb watch. It's right there. And Durr says Tudor sucks, so does Joe Biden. Well, there you go. Good afternoon. He's making an obvious statement there. Mustang Will's in the house. Kyle says, no, it's not, but I wouldn't get another one. I'd go with 36, okay. Durr's in the house. So did that watch come brand new from the AD? We'll let Kyle answer that. Let's see. Kevin's in the house. Okay, I found something for you. When should we call? Call whenever you're ready, Kyle. We are ready for you. This show is about the lovely Leslie's watch. And let's see, is it a blue dial? Yes, it is. And these pictures, the white balance is off a little bit, so you can't really see. But hopefully you'll see when they call in. Hopefully you'll see it better. Durr's in the house. That's a great watch for a lady, not a man, though. Lance, stay away from 34 mil, LOL. Well, see, this isn't a 34 mil, Durr. This is much smaller than that because she has a tiny, tiny, tiny wrist, 5-inch wrist. Can you imagine? 5-inch wrist. I hope Leslie enjoys her birthday party as much as I did on mine the other day. Well, yeah. We've been meaning to talk to you about your irresponsible behavior overseas, Carlos. We might have to take you out to the woodshed. So there's a time check with the 002 Stunner. We're about 5 minutes into the show. Actually, about 4 minutes because I started a minute late. And let me make sure that I've got the Skype ready to go. So let's see. Lance says, I'm not buying a 34 mil. I'm probably going to get a 36 millimeter Datejust. I think that would be a good move, Lance. Let's see. All right, we're caught up on the comments. And let's see. Bree said, congratulations, Leslie, for your new amazing watch and birthday. And so there you go. All right, let's answer this. Let's answer this call. Let me get my headset on here. And there we go. Okay. All right. There we go. And it was funny. The sky was like white and then it got blue. It was like painting in the color. So can you guys hear me? I think your connection's a little bit dicey. I think that's what we got going on here. The connection is a little bit, it's like old-fashioned TV where it's like frame by frame. I've never seen anything quite like this. It's like they're in slow motion. I think you guys might need to call back. This is funny. Yeah, I've never seen that. That was funny. Hopefully they'll call back. It was like first the sky was like white and then the blue painted in and then they're like moving like real slow, right? And Leslie did like this real slow smile. Very interesting. They might be in a spot with dicey internet connection. So we'll see. Hopefully they will call back. Let's see. I want to see Bree create a dance for the Skype ringtone. That would be a good thing. Yeah, we'll have to get her to do that. She can probably do that. David's in the house, and he says, hi, Craig, Kyle, Leslie, and all. Okay. So the watch pot doesn't boil, so I'm going to take my headset off so I can put them back on when they call, because now as soon as I set them down, right, they'll probably call. That's how that works. Oh, see? See, I told you. All right, let me answer this. Get my headset. All right. Let's see if we got a little bit better connection now. Hello.
Hey, is that better?
It's a little bit. I think you're probably in an area where your cell strength isn't real strong. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we got? Where are you guys?
We're in PV, so it's like up on the peninsula.
Okay. And so I guess there aren't any cell towers anywhere near there probably.
I would think that there would be, but I'm not sure. Maybe that's the case. That could be the case. I wanted to get a good place that was kind of scenic.
Yeah, well, it is. And you guys are looking sharp. And so while we do have you, Leslie, tell us what you think about the watch. What's your impression of the watch? You've had it about 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
What's your impression so far?
It smells good. It smells good. I couldn't wait to wear it this morning. Put it on this morning.
Okay. And so it feels very good on wrist?
Yeah, it feels so solid. Every time I close it, it's almost like it's there forever. It's on forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very solid. Very solid. So, somebody had asked, though, did I purchase it new from the AD? No, I did not.
Okay.
No, I did not. The reason I didn't was because I bought this watch under false pretense. Actually, they in the ad had misinformed everybody by saying that it was a modern 24 millimeter watch, which it is not. They don't make those.
Okay.
It's been confirmed now by Rolex to me that those haven't been produced in 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I bought it thinking it was, because we had been to both Beverly Hills and Santa Monica, and she tried on the 26 millimeters, liked them, that's what this is actually.
Mm-hmm.
But felt if she could go smaller, she would. So I ordered that one from Swiss Watch Expo in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
They have really good reviews. They have 1,300 reviews. We've sent in the watch a couple times and looked at it.
Yeah, they have a big selection. They have a big selection of
Mm-hmm.
watches.
They do. Yeah, so they seem to be pretty well rated and things. So
Mm-hmm.
I went with them thinking this is something you can't get at the AD.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm in conversations with them because, I mean, they did misrepresent and have admitted to me that they misrepresented it in the ad. So they sold it to me as a 24 millimeter
Mm-hmm.
watch and got a 26. So it's what it is. She's half happy with it. I don't think we're going to return it or anything, but
Maybe you can get them
it
to
just
issue
calls into
you a
question.
little. Maybe you can get them to issue a little credit.
That's what I thought.
Get a little credit and go out on the town.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is that we got a great deal, and
Yeah, and it looks
you know, they
great.
don't.
It looks great on her
Yeah, it
wrist.
feels great.
And that
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
369 dial has been discontinued, so you can't get that anymore on a modern piece anyway. Even if we were to go down and buy it new.
I much prefer that piece. I much prefer the one
I
you
do
got.
too. I love this color.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the color, it is blue. I think somebody asked that too. It is a blue dial. My photographs aren't that great, but
Yeah. Yeah. It
I hope
looks.
it can come across in the video.
Yeah. It looks really good. All right. So where are you all headed from here? From where you are?
Well, we just drove down here really just because we thought it would be scenic and maybe better than Venice because we've called in from Venice several times. Just kind of
So you're not headed anywhere in particular.
No, we're not headed anywhere.
Because the reason I asked is if you could relocate to somewhere where you think you might have a better signal, then we might be able to see you clearer and we'll be able to see the watch better.
Yeah, let's do that. Well,
We can head down
if
a little more
it's
down.
still pretty bad, we'll head down the hill and give you guys a call in a bit.
Yeah, see if you can find a place where look on your phone. You know how it has a signal strength meter on it? See if you can find a place where it's a little stronger signal indication on there, and that might help.
Okay, we'll try that. We'll give you guys a call back in a bit here then.
Cool. All right. Thank you. All right, see, we're going to hear from them again, and we'll try to get a closer look at that stunning piece. I like it, and I like the 369 dial. Let me pull one up. They have another one on that website, and let me see if I can pull it up. Give me a moment here. I'll do my best. Let's go to the 002 while I do this. I checked out the Swiss Watch Expo, and I did a search, and they've got another one on their website. So they've got a pretty good selection of watches. They've got one with the white dial as well, which I think is attractive as well. But I really like this dial, the one they got. Here, I'll pull this up and I'll show you the pictures. If I can get this picture to come up bigger. Give me a moment here. Okay, let's go to... Okay, I guess that's the best I can do. Well, here it's showing all the photos. There's a close-up. Here's one that shows the dial really good. That's just a really classy looking piece. I like it. I guess I don't know if it's that dark a blue in person. I think one picture that they sent, the way the sun was catching it, it kind of pops a little brighter blue depending on how the sun hits it, which is sort of like it was on my 005. But this one looks a little more blue, not quite as black looking as the one on the 005. I think it's very attractive piece, and it's got the solid clasp and everything, the newer style bracelet and all that. So again, two thumbs up on the 176200 watch. Let's see. And Carlos says the OP26 is great. That OP is perfect for whatever outfits Leslie chooses. I agree. It would have been nice to get at the AD to establish a relationship so you can work your way and to get harder pieces in the future. If they really want to do that. He saved a bunch of money by buying this watch, so there's that. Yeah, I'd take the savings over working a relationship. Because then again, I don't have any interest in buying any of those hard to get, like Rolex steel stunners. I would buy the gold Rolex, which you don't have to have a good relationship to buy those. You can just buy them. Okay, Aero Advocate just walked by a local Rolex ID here in Linz, Austria, and they have both Daytonas and an Explorer 2 in the window for sale. Seems like times are getting better. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if those are actually for sale or they're just teasing people with them. Carlos is in the house now. Leslie is watch sister with my wife. There you go. Kyle, did you look at other watches, or were you only interested in Rolex? We'll ask that question when they come back in. That a stunner OP is a win. I agree. I almost got a 369 OP38, but it cost more than a new spring drive, so I couldn't do it. I'd choose the spring drive. I went to Grand Seiko from Rolex, so I can't blame you. Now, unfortunately, for a ladies' watch, Grand Seiko really doesn't offer anything like this. I mean, they don't really have an equivalent choice. So it's not even really something like we were talking about a watch for the lovely Brianna, and I don't know if Grand Seiko makes something that can compete with that. I really don't know. Let's see. Sup, guys? Busy working out, but popped in to say hi. Triforce Rich. You just missed Kyle and Leslie, but they're going to call back in, so stay tuned. And David's in the house. Let's see. Wise choice. Okay. And Cheetown, I would be messing around with ADs playing that game and buying crap you don't want. I guess he means I wouldn't be messing around with the AD playing that game and buying crap you don't want. So they tell you that you'll be 30th on the list for a black Submariner. Triforce Rich. Those Daytonas were actually for sale. You'd be crazy not to buy both, Triforce Rich says. Can nearly double your money on both in an instant. I don't know how easy those are to sell right now. I don't know. If you buy it, you better, be happy with keeping it just in case you can't move it. Because just because you see people asking big prices for those watches doesn't mean they're selling. So there's that. Okay, sometimes it's not so easy to move a watch. Okay, let's see. Carlos is in the house, and Lewis says, true, Craig, for ladies, it's Rolex all the way. And Triforce Rich says, hola, Carlos. He says hello. Correct, I wouldn't. Okay. Let's see, GS ladies watch choices are very poor. Certainly don't seem to have much of a selection, that's for sure. And I don't think anything to compete directly with that piece right there. So yeah, there's that. And oh my gosh, if you can save a couple grand and buy it from these people, these people they seem like they have a heck of a selection, and I guess he won't mind if I show. I mean, see the asking price for that watch? $35.90. I mean, and if you pay with a wire, it's $34.82. I mean, that's a good price, I think. I absolutely think. I think it's a good move for a modern 6-digit Rolex that's in pretty much mint condition. They say they're pretty much in mint condition. I don't know where they get all these watches. He's got a big selection. By the way, he's got a couple of nice turnographs. Let me see if I can find the turnograph. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, the one that okay. I was just cruising around looking, and I kind of like this one with the blue dial with the white gold bezel, and there's also a yellow gold one. Let's see. Yeah, this one here. This one is pretty cool. I'll go off while that loads in. Once it loads in, I'll show you. Okay. So now he claims that these watches pictured are all the actual watch, that these are actual photos of the watch. And I think that's a cool looking watch. I'm not a big steel and gold fan, I'll be the first to tell you. But if I was going to get a steel and gold, this is cool. I like that red secondhand. I like the red date wheel. And that is a 6-digit unit. It's a modern 6-digit piece. And it looks like it has the hidden clasp bracelet. That's a hidden clasp. See? That is a cool piece. And that's not a hateful price. I think that's not a hateful price. If I needed an all-arounder, and I was a younger man with good eyes still, I'd probably be all over that, assuming I didn't want to buy an all-gold, which I probably would. But let's say I wanted to save some money, spend less money, that would definitely be, at $8,000, $77.50 if you pay with a bank wire. That's a lot of watch for that kind of money, I think. I think it is. Let's see. Craig, you can sell both in 5 minutes for an 8K profit and more. Maybe you can. You better go get those daggone things then. I'd go get them. You can get over there and get those puppies. I will personally offer 5K over list for each to back up my claim. There you go. Somebody better go grab those puppies. Aero Advocate, this AD here has a nice white Explorer 2 and some very ugly two-tone Daytonas. Definitely not going to chance it by those. Let someone buy it who loves the watch. I meant steel versions. Two-tone cannot be sold for any profit. You'll lose on that. Okay, yeah, I thought he was saying he had steel ones. Craig is right. If you buy something these days, you might get burned. Yeah, time will tell the tale on all that. I think a Panda I'd have bought right away. Okay. My favorite turnograph is the 116264 with the white gold bezel, oyster bracelet, and blue dial. See, let's go back to those other ones. I would tend to go with the Jubilee, tell you the truth, all day long, but shoot, I just went back too far. Let me see if I can get back on that search. I should have added those to my, okay, here we go. All right, so here's a white gold with an oyster with a black dial. That's okay. I'm not totally enamored with the black dial. If I wanted to stay away from the two-tone, I think I would go with this puppy right here. I think this would be the way I would go. That blue dial is stunning. It's taking its time loading in. Okay, there we go. That is stunning piece. Okay, and it's got the hidden clasp Jubilee, which is stunning. Carlos has one of those, I believe. That Jubilee. I think that is stunning. And to me, it would be worth giving up the micro adjustments to have that hidden clasp Jubilee, because I think that's a stunning combo. Yeah, I would absolutely go with the Jubilee on that particular watch, because those polished center links are not a good thing on the Oyster. Those polished flat surfaces, well, you talk about showing scratches, and I don't really care that much about scratches, but that would just be a real bag of hurt. Let's see here. Nowadays, the Daytona is more of a dress watch than a tool watch, so two-tone suits it well. Yeah, I'd just buy a Date 8 and call it a day. For that kind of money, you can buy a Date 8. Lance is in the house. Craig, are there any Rolex Chini models that you like? I've probably seen some over the years that were interesting looking, but I don't think I would go for one. We've talked about it. It's really hard to beat the 002. It's just really hard to beat it. I mean, with that robust spring drive, spot on accuracy, and just absolute gorgeous case and the super functional deployant clasp. I mean, the whole package, it's just really, I don't know if I'm going to ever find a watch that'll trump that one. I have to be honest with you. Let's see, Triforce Rich says, I don't know that the Daytona was ever much of a tool with that tiny, illegible dial on a chronograph. It went from a failure to a cult icon because of its association with a famous actor. Yeah, nobody wanted them back in the day. I remember back in the day, we could easily have bought Daytonas, and nobody wanted them. We generally want a Datejust, a Day-Date, or a Sub, or a GMT. Those were kind of the watches that most of us were buying back in the day. And yeah, that just got the job done. I had a buddy had an Air King, one of those old original Air Kings, and a couple of folks had like less expensive, like Rolex Precision models or whatever. But for the most part, they were buying, either a GMT or a Datejust or a Day-Date if they could afford it. Anybody that could afford the Day-Date would buy the Day-Date. Anybody that bought a steel and gold Datejust was just because they couldn't swing the money for the Day-Date. That was just the way it was. Let's see, Triforce Rich. I already read that one. Cheetown. Craig, what do you think of the yellow gold green dial Daytona? It's a good looking watch. If I wanted one of those watches, that would be the way I would go probably. But again, I would just, if you really want a green dial, there's some great Day-Dates that had green dials over the years. That would be a much better move, I think. A much better move. Okay, let's see. A Rolex turnographs were the result of two tutors inbreeding. I think it's a good-looking piece. What do you guys think? I think that's a good-looking piece. I don't think it's hateful at all, and I think it's neat having the rotating bezel. I think it's a neat function. I don't see a downside to it. So, what do you think? Let me know. Let's see. Air King entry level, basically buying to get the crown. Exactly. That's what some people were doing. They would buy those because they couldn't afford a Datejust. Yeah. Okay. Lance sent a photo. Let's take a look. Oyster Perpetual 14 karat. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh. Okay. That's interesting. 33 bids on it. Let's see what we got here. I think it's cool looking. Look at those lugs. Look how unusual those lugs are. Not so sure if they're not more attractive. They're unusual. I'll grant them that. That's interesting. Look at the plus below the crown. It's kind of just interesting. I do like the dials on a lot of these older Rolexes. So there you go. Another Rolex from the Lancer. I wonder how much it'll end up selling for. It's down in Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas being auctioned off. Okay. No Snigens in the house. Hello to all. Hopefully all is having a blissful weekend. Yes. Carlos says, Craig, look at this yellow gold coated lens sunglasses. I saw them. I was ordering my birthday gift, the same model but with regular glass. I sent an email. Okay, we will look. Let's see. Did they ever make an Oyster Perpetual with a fluted bezel? That's a good question. I don't recall. I don't think they did. Let's Oh yeah, this is yeah. That's probably from the Thomas Crown affair. That's still. I'm guessing that's from the Thomas Crown affair. Let's see. The comeback with 24 karat gold plated lenses. Why? Okay. I guess you put a thin plating of gold on the lens. I've never heard of that one. Yeah, they're cool looking, but anything's going to look cool on Steve McQueen. So there's that, right? Um, and they fold in half. That's interesting. Oh, I like the way they fold up. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm probably going to get a set of really nice glasses next time I get some glasses, some prescription glasses. I'm probably going to get something really interesting. I don't know what yet, but something. Now, did his actually fold? See, I don't. I guess those folded up. Yeah, I guess that's the hinge right there. I didn't know that. I didn't know that those folded up like that. That's cool. I'm hip. I'm hip. I like it. Two thumbs up. I give two thumbs up for those puppies. Yeah. Let's see. Now, Carlos, did you get glass that gets dark though when you go out in the sun? Because that would be nice. Because they've gotten that kind of they've mastered that kind of. It used to be they they would never get totally clear when you're inside. You know what I mean? They didn't really work that great, those changeable lenses. But now the modern ones, I've got a pair, and they seem to work really well. They change pretty quick when you go inside, and they darken up pretty quick when you go outside. They seem to work pretty good. So I wonder if you got lenses like that, changeable ones. Let's see. Trefors Rich says, I have the folding McQueen glasses gift from my father-in-law. What do you think? How well do they work? Do tell. Do tell. Are they kind of a gimmick or do they work well? Durs and the House Tag Heuer just released two tortoise shell bezel aqua racers. One is blue, the other is brown. They're pretty neat. Not something you see every day. Yes, those fold. I will report live once receive mine. Okay, good. Sent an email. Okay, let's check it. We're making progress today, folks. We're cooking with the hot sauce today. Cooking with the hot sauce. Oh, an Oyster Perpetual with a fluted bezel looks like is coming up. Coming up. I didn't know they did this. Let's see. It's not. Uh-oh. It's not coming up. Oh, here it is. There it is. Okay, finally came up. All right, here it is. So yeah, they did make it. That's cool. I've never seen one. Let's see. It's 14 karat gold, 1966. See, here's the problem. I don't think I want a watch on a strap that doesn't have a deployant clasp. I've gotten so spoiled by the deployant clasp. But look how nice that case is. Look at the case design on that watch. Look how gorgeous that is. That's a nice piece. Oh, it says out of stock. Oh, so they don't even have it in stock. Okay. Let's see. Tag makes great quality glasses. They're pretty expensive, though. Okay. They work pretty well, but still gimmicky. They look very cool, and I think you'd look very on point with them, Craig. I think the classic, cool look can suit you well. Casual style. I might think about those. I didn't even know they sold those. I didn't even know that was a thing. I remember the movie, The Thomas Crown Affair. I don't know if you guys saw it. That's the original Thomas Crown Affair with Steve McQueen. Fantastic movie. He drives a Rolls Corniche coupe. I think it's about a 1968. That's the car he drives in it, and it's a cool movie. He's got a dune buggy out at his place on the beach, and it's got a Porsche. It's Porsche powered, And yeah, it's pretty cool stuff all the way around in that movie. That movie is, of course, he's always cool, right? So there's that. Let's see. Craig, did you ever have any problem with Rolexes leaking? No, and we never even worried about it. It wasn't even anything we even thought about. We went in the water all the time with them. And I'm talking Rolexes that at the time were like 10 years old. My day date, let me see, my day date was in 1966, and I got it around 1980. So it was, 14 years old, and I went in the water with that. I went in the water with my red sub. It was about 10 years old when I had it, and I went in the water with that. I don't think it had ever been serviced. We went in the water with all our watches. We didn't bother to ever take watches off, and we were in the water fairly often then. A lot of boating, a lot of water skiing, all kinds of stuff. Let's see here. Let's see. A matching brown tortoiseshell pair of parasol shades and a tag aqua racer would be a pretty cool combo. Yeah, I'd pass on the whole tag thing, though. Carlos says, by the way, parasol sunglasses are much more expensive in USA than in Europe. That surprised me. Interesting. Parasol Boutique in Rodeo Drive is very nice. Okay. Interesting. I wonder why. Wonder why they're cheaper over there. I hope you didn't get knockoffs, Carlos. That didn't happen, did it? Okay, let's check out the time check on the 002 while I check the email here. Okay. Yeah. Everything's looking good here. Okay. Do you wash off? He's making fun of my putting an R in wash. Do you wash off when you're in the water? Yeah, there you go. Let's see. You got to admit that your watches back in the day were pretty cool, though, Craig. Not these tag nonsense. Yeah, we didn't. None of us wanted any of those watches. We just all wore Rolexes. We didn't even bother with any of the other. Again, I mean, I had a couple friends that had Omegas back then, but that would be about it. Omegas, Rolexes. That was kind of the way things went. I did have a friend or two that had a Patek. I had one that had a complicated Patek, but that was rare. It was normally Rolexes and Omegas back in the day. Let's see. You can find them for the European price if you look, says Lewis R. Okay. Maybe an eBay thing? Maybe get them on eBay? Okay. Just checking here to see. Oh, by the way, Bitcoin is threatening to go to try to test $12,000 again. It's at 11,981, folks. 11,981. I think the next time it breaks 12, it might not look back. It might get rejected, though. It's been rejected the last few times it nudged up against 12,000. The last few times it went over 12,000, it's been rejected back down. So we'll see if a bunch of sell orders. You can see there's a pretty big sell wall there. See that big sell wall at 12,200 and at 12,100? There's a big sell wall there. See that red? How it ramps up? Oh, there's a bunch of people that are looking to dump when it gets over 12,000. So it's a battle between the bulls and the bears playing out in real time as we speak. A battle between the bulls and the bears, the weak hands and the strong hands. How long will the weak hands be able to hold out before the strong hands take over. Let's see. Let's go Bitcoin, says the lovely Bree. Are you going to call in and say hi, Bree? Maybe you should wait until Leslie and them call in the next time. But anyway, you're welcome to call in anytime if you'd like to wish her happy birthday. Let's see. The Tag, Monaco, Caliber 11, and maybe one of the Tortoise Aqua Racers are the only tags I would consider. Maybe one of their Tourbillons as well. Okay. The only complicated thing I've ever had were a few crazy girlfriends. There you go. Check your email again. I'll do it. Okay. Let me take a look. Vintage rolls, gem or junk? Yeah, you got to be real careful with the rolls. I only had one rolls that I kept for any period of time. It was a 68 Silver Shadow, silver with red leather. Here we go. And the Camargue, nobody wanted these, by the way, back when they were new, because they were just ugly, and people just didn't like them. So yeah, they're rare for a reason. Nobody really liked those cars. So, yeah, you got to be real careful. I mean, talk about something that'll bite you in the you-know-what. Any of those cars can be a real problem. So, all right, we are dragging a little bit, and we're just waiting to see if Kyle and Leslie call back in. There's one more look at those super cool glasses. You guys got to check out the Thomas Crown Affair. Got to check it out. Got to check out the movie. It was all that. Let's see. And by the way, he was very well dressed in a lot of scenes. A lot of scenes wearing three-piece suit. I think he wore a reverso. Didn't he wear a reverso in that movie? What watch was he wearing? There was something I saw the other day that was talking about the watch he was wearing. No, maybe it wasn't a reverso. Maybe it was something else. But anyway, maybe somebody will know. The Camargue is the Patek Neptune of Rolls Royces. There you go. Yeah, we would pass on that. If you're going to get an older Rolls, you might as well get a Corniche convertible and just take your lumps when it fails to proceed. Because, by the way, they never break down. They just fail to proceed. And then the dealer will take care of the situation at vast cost to you. They'll take care of it. Lance is in the house. What are your thoughts on Duesenberg cars? Yeah, doozy, man. That's why they came out with that term. It's a doozy, right? Because they were so big and so powerful and so expensive. Yeah. If you want to pony up the big bucks, get yourself a Duesenberg with a nice custom body on it. Absolutely. I say so. I say go ahead and do that. Get yourself like a Hispano Suiza. Get yourself something really exotic, Lance. Absolutely. And be chauffeur driven in that. But see, I want a car with air conditioning. So get yourself a 1941 Packard 12-cylinder with factory air conditioning, with like a real expensive custom body on it, and call it a day, and be chauffeur driven around in that. Let's see if we can find one. Let's see if we can find a 1941 Packard with air. Packard. Let's see here. I'm doing a Google search. Oh, okay. Kyle's calling in again. Maybe Lance can find one. All right, here we go. All right.
We're we're back.
There we
Is that
got it.
better?
Much better. Yes, absolutely, much better. All
Okay,
right.
great.
All right. So give us a close up of the watch.
Okay.
Let's see.
We're kind of in the shade. Maybe, I don't
Yeah,
know.
That's
maybe
okay. No,
it's
you
better to-
look good. You look good.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, that's the way there's not a bunch of shadows on you. You look good.
Okay.
Let's
And
see.
just get it, get it
Okay,
close.
let's see if, is this back? Is this showing it backwards?
Okay, good. Yeah, let it focus. Give it a second to focus.
It's actually bluer in person.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not. I thought it was going to be like a really dark, almost blackish blue,
Hmm.
but it's a nice blue. It's very noticeable. Very
Yeah.
noticeable blue.
Yeah. I think absolutely. I understand. Yeah, and in this it looks kind of dark. Yeah, because of the lighting. But
Yeah, it looks like.
But
it's
I'll
good.
tell you the other thing that's interesting about that watch is I like the fact that the bezel is domed. I think
is.
that
Yeah.
I think that looks really classy. I think that adds a nice element to it. And the other thing is I think it is still going to get scratches, so don't worry about it. That's just going to happen. But I think they're not going to show as much as if it was flat, if that makes any sense. Because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
on the Jubilee bracelets, because all those links are curved, you don't really see the scratches. Whereas if something is flat and it has a scratch on it, it just really shows up more.
It does.
And
Yeah.
I think that watch is just going to get a nice patina, with use, and it's just always going to look great because it's got the it's all brushed. The bracelet is all brushed, so that's not going to show anything.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great, like, just everyday, all the time watch.
The employees at Rolex were impressed by it. They hadn't seen that dial in a while, so yeah.
Oh, I think it's nice, and they don't make a dial anything like that now, right?
According to them, they don't. Yeah. Not in the Oyster.
Now they
Perpetual.
do have a blue dial, but it just doesn't have the 369. It just has hash marks, right?
I think so. I didn't actually confirm that. There is
Okay.
a possibility that blue's not even an option on the 26 millimeter at all. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
We could
Okay.
probably go to the terrible website and see if we could configure it.
Okay, so Cheetown says Pierce Brosnan wore a reverso in the remake Thomas Crown Affair. Okay. And that movie, we were talking about the Thomas Crown Affair with Steve McQueen, the original movie. We were talking about that before you guys called in because they were showing the sunglasses that he was wearing. So anyway, let's see. Craig, I was impressed with Brandon at Steve's. What do you think if Brandon did a watch review live with Steve? Well, Brandon should have his own show. I already told Steve that, but you just can't tell Steve things. I mean, you guys got to tell Steve because he won't listen to me. Tell Steve he should have a show. Absolutely. Let's see. Steve wore a JLC Memovox, a Patek Philippe pocket watch, and a Cartier tank. Okay, so in that movie. Okay, I guess that's what he wore. Okay. Congrats and happy belated birthday, Leslie. When was your birthday? Was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Okay, there you go. And Carlos says, very nice, Leslie. And Cheetown, that Oyster Perpetual 26 is perfect watch to wear with anything and in every situation.
Yeah, I
And
think so too. I agree.
and it is a screw down crown, correct?
It is.
Yes.
Yep.
And Tim asked that
Lots of
question.
bracelet, yep.
And Carlos says Oyster Perpetual 26 is the watch that my wife uses the most. She loves it.
Yeah. I've seen both wives in a picture, I believe, at one point.
Yeah, and Cheetown asked what color, and his is grape. Yeah, his has the grape dial, which
That's what I thought.
also looks very nice.
Yeah, that's
Let's see. Before Steve gets his own show, he needs to sort his cameras out. Well, Steve just needs to get the switching down. Yeah, he needs to get that down. But that comes with doing shows, and he's got to do them more frequently. Let's see. And at Carlos says grape is lovely. Cheetown says that to Car. Yeah, I like the grape also, but I tell you what, if I had to pick, it'd be a very tough decision. I like that blue. I'd have to see the blue one in person. And I like the 369. I don't know if Carlos's has the 369. I like the 369.
Oh, me too. I think it's
Yeah,
a little
it
extra
is
something.
cool.
Yeah,
Gives a little extra flair.
because those 369 are white gold, right?
It's a good question,
I
actually.
think they are. I think they are. I think the 3, 6, and 9 are white gold.
Wow.
So yeah, no, I like that piece, and I think now you mentioned earlier you took it off when you were sleeping.
She did.
Is
I
it
did, yeah.
uncomfortable for you to have it on when you're sleeping?
No, I was actually going to sleep with it yesterday, but we had a little too many to drink
Because
last night.
here's the thing: the reason I ask is the easiest way to lose a Rolex is to take it off your wrist.
Yeah.
And if you get in the habit of not doing that, because you could be traveling somewhere, right? And you could take it off and set it on the table next to wherever you are. And if somebody's quiet and they sneak in, that watch might not be there in the morning.
Oh, that's true.
And so, I mean, and I've seen that happen. I've seen people lose Rolexes because they took them off their wrist for whatever reason. They were concerned. They were concerned about whatever, and they took it off and they put it somewhere safe, right? And where they put it turned out to be not so safe because thieves know how to find thieves know how to find stuff. Like I'll give you an example. I had a buddy who literally went to the beach. I mean, this is the stupidest thing you could possibly do, right? And he carefully put his watch in his shoe, right, down inside his shoe. Figured nobody was watching, and maybe nobody was watching. But if they saw him enter the area and they saw that he was wearing a Rolex, and then they saw him later swimming in the surf without a Rolex on, a smart thief goes and searches around his area, where he had put his stuff, right? And searches around until they find it. It's not rocket science, right? People observe these things, right?
Oh,
And so if it's on your wrist, it's probably going to be fine. Very few people are bold enough to walk up and try to take it off your wrist. And if that happens, then that's why Kyle's there to take care of them. So, yeah.
I'll be here, but yeah, there are a lot of weirdos in Venice. You never know.
But yeah, that's what I would do. I would just get in the habit of just wearing it, and then you don't have to worry about it. As long as it's comfortable, right?
Yeah, it's super comfortable. I forget it's on.
Well, there you go. There you go. All right. All right. Well done, everybody. Let me get caught up on the comments here before I make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
All right. White gold hands and markers, says Cheetown. So we're sure the 3, 6, and 9 are white gold? Confirm that in the chat. I think they are. And let's see. Kevin Nigel says, howdy, Kyle and Leslie. Happy birthday, Leslie. Looking great there, guys. Okay. And blue is more versatile, says Carlos. I guess than the pink. Okay.
Could be.
Yeah, that's true.
And Tim says, yes, Leslie, don't take it off. Yeah, you can take other things off. Just don't take the watch off.
Yeah.
Right. I told her that.
Kyle says he's good with that. Okay. It says, and Triforce Rich says, Kyle needs a matching Explorer dial. I know you prefer smaller dials, so maybe sell the Air King and upgrade to a 36 mil Explorer. 36 mil Explorer with a 369 on it.
No. How could I buy that when I already own a more comfortable watch? Like, this doesn't make sense. I will not buy anything. I'm not gonna compromise.
Okay,
period.
so wait, back up. Which one's more comfortable?
Well, both the Air King
Mm-hmm.
and first of all, I've tried on the watch he's describing.
Okay.
Wouldn't buy it.
The 36 mil we're talking about.
Yeah, tried it on. Wouldn't buy it.
Okay.
Yeah. Also looked at a 40 millimeter day date yesterday. I remember somebody was saying they wore nicely or something. Nah, big.
Too
Wouldn't
big.
buy it.
Oh yeah, they're a monster.
I mean, not like I'm gonna buy a $40,000 watch anyway. But if I were looking at one, I certainly wouldn't buy that. No way.
Yeah, they're a monster.
But no, I don't want to do work. I don't want to unscrew crowns. I don't want to do any work. So until one of these companies comes up with the perfect solution for me, I'm not going to buy anything.
Okay, because you're
Done
okay
with it. Looked at it all.
You're okay with what you've got, really.
I'm fine with what I got.
Yeah.
They're low end pieces, but they are more comfortable. and they're better priced than some of the offerings at triple the cost. So why would I buy that? It doesn't make any sense. I do want the spring. I want a spring drive, but I'm not going to buy a thick watch.
No. You got to wait until they do the right thing. I agree. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, they're gonna do. They're gonna do it. They're getting enough push. They're gonna do it.
Yeah, but for her though, I felt like this is checking all the boxes.
Oh my gosh,
her,
yes.
This is absolutely perfect. Yeah.
That can be a lifetime piece.
It is a lifetime.
Now, how is it working so far? How accurate is it so far, Leslie?
It's accurate. We checked it this morning. It's right on the dot.
So you guys set it. You guys set it right on time, and you had the minute hand in sync with the second hand and everything.
Yeah, okay. It's only been a day, but I think it's.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed that it is running a little bit fast as opposed to slow. We don't want slow.
Yeah.
So let's keep our fingers crossed that it's running just a hair fast, and then you're right where you need to be.
Right.
Let's see. They are white gold, says Triforce Rich, the 369. Yeah, I think they are on a 6-digit piece. I'm pretty sure they are. Craig, wasn't your date stolen? No, not really. That's a long story. Somebody tried to scam me, but they got caught. Okay, so let's see. Brief It Dance says that she can call in after we finish with you guys. Okay, that's good. And she's going to want to. Well, Bree, why don't you call in so that we can put you side by side with them, and you can wish them wish Leslie a happy birthday. That way you can do it live.
Yeah, she should call in.
That way you can do it live. So yeah, do that. Let's see. That OP is a forever watch, a watch to get married to, says Lewis. There you go. And Kevin Nigel says, at Carlos, all good. I'm guilty of missing some shows too. Okay. Kevin's in the house. Good morning. At Brief It Dance. Let's see. Cheatown says, it's less expensive to polish sand scratches out of your Rolex than it is to replace a stolen Rolex. Don't take it off. That's right. Let's see. Durr says the perfect solution is buy one of everything. Believe me, I know. Durr, you've got way too many watches. We've got to do an intervention. Get you to sell some of those steel stunners and just wear the date 8. What do you think about that, Kyle? What do you think about him just wearing the date 8 and just getting rid of that other junk?
No, I'd probably wear it every day. If I owned one, I'd wear it every day. But I'll say this: I'll go this far as to say I wouldn't buy it over Brett's watch. Brett's watch cost half the price.
Well, but you could get a nice date 8 for 16. He paid 16, right?
Well, Brett's watch was new.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you're not going to get a new old stock.
Where are you getting a new old stock?
And that was a 6-digit. That was a 6-digit, right? Yeah, you're not going to get a new old stock 6-digit date 8 for that. No.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just I wouldn't even want to.
Yeah, you'd have to pay more. But if Durr got, even a date chest like his, if he got any gold stunner, I mean, he might as well. Why would he want to keep all those steel pieces? He's got a whole bunch of steel pieces laying around. What in the heck? I don't get it. I would just wear the gold piece, whether it be a date 8 or the date chest, or even a sub. If he got a gold sub, I mean, just wear it.
I guess he likes them though.
Maybe he doesn't want to get mugged. Maybe
he likes them. That's the one thing, I mean, Brett and I went to Morocco separately back in 2017, and we both got into issues.
Mm-hmm.
So his was worse than mine. He actually had a full-on altercation with people, but mine was I slipped out of there real quick. But either way, I'm just thinking if you're the type to travel internationally to places that you could get into sticky situations.
Yeah, you got to have a travel watch. You can't be wearing.
You wouldn't want to be wearing a date 8 or
no.
So maybe he's right to keep at least something else for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know what else he has though, but
he's got a lot of pieces. He has
the best watch made. Really,
I think we're going to have to do an intervention. He's got a lot of pieces. He's got a lot of pieces. So okay.
He should just call in and show them to us.
I think he should, so that we can.
His collection.
So we can tell him which ones to keep and which ones to let go. Absolutely. I don't think he has any Bitcoin yet. See, that's the issue here. I mean, it'd be one thing if he had all these watches and had a bunch of Bitcoin too, but I
Oh
think
no,
I think he's a no coiner. Can you imagine that?
I can't.
Can you imagine being a no coiner?
No, can't even fathom that at this point.
That'd be a
What are-
bad
what are people
situation.
thinking?
Let's see. Okay. And Triforce Rich says, I hope that the thinner automatic spring drive comes for you, Kyle. But last time Joe Kirk was questioned about it, he was hesitant and suggested the SoCo was thin by his definition. Well, they got to get thinner. Yeah, I agree.
It is. It's a really nice watch. I looked at it. I just don't want to like. I would have to accept a less comfortable watch and a bigger watch, and pay more money for it.
Okay, yeah, I hear you. Lewis says, isn't the 369 only on the blue and white Oyster Perpetual? Someone help me. I thought they had a black dial one in stock with the 369 on it. Do you remember when you looked?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
I think they have that.
Yeah.
We decided.
Yeah, look.
She decided. Blue
I did
was
put a
weird.
link in the description of this video to the watch that they got. They've got another one in stock, and just do a search on their channel with that model number, and you'll see the different dials that they have. They have a big selection. I was impressed.
They do have a big selection, and their salespeople are really kind on the phone, at least. And I mean, they made a little mistake with our order, but we still got a great watch. I'm not disappointed. I don't think Leslie is. Leslie actually found this watch first and was ready to pull the trigger on it for herself. And then I talked her out of it and said, you should look at some other things, because I knew I was going to buy it for her. So I just called and
Slick move. Slick move.
Yeah, he convinced me. I was ready to pull the trigger. I was like, I just graduated. My birthday's coming up. I'm just going to do it, Kyle. He said, no, like, I just don't think you should.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, yeah, it was such a surprise. I could not believe it. And I was going to tell him right on my birthday, the day of my birthday, I was going to tell him, hey, you know what? I think you're wrong. I think I'm going to buy it. I think it's worth buying.
Mhm.
But he ended up buying
It was already
it
there.
already. So
There you go. There you go.
And I
Well,
did get we looked at Grand Seiko's because there were some that she liked, but I contacted Steve and they're no longer in production. All the ones that we have found online used you can't get them new. So
yeah. They got to up their game on the ladies.
Omega does have some nice pieces,
Omega
though.
does,
Omega
yeah.
has some nice
Yeah, that
things.
one that we looked at the other day with the blue dial, that Seamaster,
Yeah,
Oh,
That-
yeah, that one's nice.
that was a nice looking piece.
that's a good deal. Yeah,
It is. It absolutely is.
you can't find those new though.
Let's see here. And Lewis says at Triforce, a representative of GS, you can't trust what he says. In other words, Joe Kirk. I don't think he knows. I don't think they would tell Joe Kirk what they've got coming. I mean, they're not going. They'll tell him when it's coming out, but they wouldn't tell him like a year in advance or something. I seriously
Yeah,
doubt.
I just wish that they had like in Rolex, there's multiple date just sizes.
Mhm.
Why is there not multiple snowflake sizes? What's up with
Well, they got to get the whole thing thinner to start with, and that's what supposedly those thinner movements are supposed to do. But I don't know if they're still thin enough. We'll see. We'll see what they come out with. I'm hopeful that they're going to come out with something. Let's see. Cheetown is asking Kyle, how accurate is your GS?
It's unfortunately slow by 1 second right now, and I haven't reset it in about 3 months.
So it's 1 second slow after 3 months.
Yeah, 1 second slow after 3 months.
That's all right.
It's still
I
slow.
don't like slow. I don't like slow, but 1 second I can live with. All you have to do next time you set it, Kyle, just set it 2 seconds fast. Then you're good then you're good for a year.
Kyle's such a perfectionist.
Then you're good for like a year, right? I mean,
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, no, it's very, 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 very accurate.
Yeah.
Very accurate.
I would
Yeah.
I would be okay with that. Okay.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I have an $80 Citizen that I bought on sale at Sears a few years ago. I don't even wear it, and it's more accurate than this.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it is. He's
It
right.
is.
But
He
it's
checks
it's
every
probably
day.
not going to be as robust and long lasting. So there's
Yeah,
that.
well, it does just sit there. But I'm just for whatever
Yeah.
it's worth.
Yeah.
I never even touched that thing, and it's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to try to patch in Brianna so she can wish you happy birthday. Let's see if this works. See if this works.
Hi.
All right.
Hi.
There you
Happy
go.
birthday, Leslie. Or happy belated birthday.
Thanks.
So,
Oh, that's a great watch. Like that's really classy.
Thank you. I think you would like the 26 for sure. I think that would fit you really good.
Yeah, I would like to try it one time.
Or
so
the Omegas too. The Omega DeVille line. They have 22s and I want to say 24, 25. They have a really small one. So those are I was considering those too. Those are really nice. They're nice and thin, but they're quartz. So I mean I don't mind, but I think it's nice. It's really good.
Bree, what do you think about the blue dial? Do you like it?
Oh yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, everything about it is just
Yeah,
like,
it's speechless.
yeah.
Bree's birthday has to be coming up.
Are you a little bit jealous, Bree?
A little, a little bit.
We can have one and she's 22.
When is your birthday? When is your birthday, Bree?
December.
Okay, well there you go.
Okay.
December's
Very
coming
good.
up. December will be here sooner than you know. All right. Anything? And do you have anything else to add, Bree?
No, well, just to think about Bitcoin as well, you know.
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah, well, they do. They've got that covered. Now, let me see. We've got a couple of questions in here. He says, actually, the SOCO is indeed thinner. The case size of the SOCO is virtually identical to the 005. That is progress. Is it? I think the SOCO is a little thicker than the 005, David. I think you might want to double check. I think it's a little bit thicker. Maybe not, but I think it is. Let's see. Steel Rolex is the new Bitcoin. I don't want to lose all my boats in a Bitcoin accident. He's got it backwards. Okay, so here's the thing. People say, have you ever heard the old saying, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket"? You know
Yeah.
what? Do you know what Andrew Carnegie said? He was one of the wealthiest men in the Gilded Age, right? Andrew Carnegie. He said, put all your eggs in one basket and then watch that basket. So he didn't mind going all in, right?
Yeah,
He,
obviously not.
He'd go all in on things. And there are people that have literally gone all in on Bitcoin, just put everything. And there are people that sold their houses like years ago, right? And went all in. And so far, it's turned out all right for them. But we will see. I
I know some people that fall into that.
Yeah. Okay, so Triforce Rich says GS is like the Toyota. They will not change the thickness until they test the durability of the watch. It's one of GS's mantras, reliability over form. And Triforce Rich says it's 12.3 millimeter Lewis. Let's see, it's 12.3 millimeter Lewis, but I wouldn't call it thin. It is acceptable for an all-arounder, but it could be improved over time. Okay. 12.3 is very close. I think the 005 is like 12.5 or 12.2. So that is close if the SOCO is 12.3. I thought it was more like 12.6, but I could be wrong. Okay. Let's see, a fundamental reason to select GS. Let's see. Rolex isn't going to dip in price as much as BTC may, so the room for profit margin isn't as high. Wait, Rolex isn't going to dip in price as much as BTC may, so the room for profit margin isn't. I don't know what all that means, Cheat-Town. Cheat-Town, here's the thing. The Rolex is going to hold its value nice and steady. Bitcoin might 10x in the next couple of years. So there's that, right? There's a potential huge upside. There's not a potential huge upside to buying a bunch of steel Rolexes. That ain't going to happen. They're not going to 10x, right, Kyle?
No, they're not going to. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's good to position yourself so that if it goes to zero, your life is really vastly similar to how it is now, and that's what it would be for me. It could go to zero, and I'd still be
Yeah,
fine.
you're not counting your chickens before they're hatched.
No, but if it goes 10x, I'm obviously going to be doing extremely well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why I'm in there.
Yeah, that's why I have not sold my real estate, right? I've other investments I haven't sold. I mean, I'm not doing the Andrew Carnegie thing. I didn't put all my eggs in one basket.
Right.
But I put a lot of eggs in the Bitcoin basket. Those eggs have grown quite a bit. So there's that. And Bree says she's going to watch out for them even after I'm gone. So there you go.
Oh, it's gonna be the mommy chicken.
That's what she says. So let's see.
Somebody asked it.
Yeah, somebody young has to take over, right? For us old people.
Well, you should be around another 30 years, right? Your dad is 93.
Yeah, he's doing good too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
who knows? We might be Skyping into the show in 2050.
what do you think? What's your best guess that Bitcoin will be at then?
Oh man, I wouldn't even want to venture a guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think
What do I hope for?
I think in 10 years we could see $1 million Bitcoin just in 10 years. I think that's possible.
That would be nice. And at that point, what is a new Rolex Oyster Perpetual entry watch costing?
Yeah, I think a better way to say it would be, my guess is in 10 years you'll be able to buy a really, really nice home for 0.1 Bitcoin. And I think you'll be able to buy a Ferrari for like 0.05 Bitcoin. So it really, the comparison to the U.S. dollars is immaterial. It's what you could get in the real world for it.
Yeah,
and
I agree with you there.
I think 0.1 Bitcoin would be a really nice house in Florida, or a really nice place, and not necessarily in San Francisco, but in a nice area in California. I think you could get a nice, what would be like $1 million home today.
Yep.
You'd probably buy like that for like 0.1 Bitcoin. I think that's where we're headed. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just don't know if prices will be advertised in Bitcoin.
Oh, I think a lot of people will be selling things for Bitcoin. Yeah, and it's already starting to happen. There's some people that are already starting to do it that are, smart.
Oh no, I agree. In Japan, it's accepted as a form of payment at a lot of retailers, at least that I went to. But what I was getting at is, are you going to log into Zillow and Trulia and things and see houses 0.1, 0.0,
Yeah, I think it might very well get to that point. If we have the adoption that we potentially are thinking about, we might be having. Because, see, the beauty of Bitcoin is it's international. So you don't have to worry about translating the currency. It's the same. 1.1 Bitcoin is the same thing anywhere in the world. And so by then, theoretically, the U.S. dollar will no longer be the reserve currency. So instead of trying to price everything in U.S. dollars, which they kind of try to do now, they'll have to go to something else, right? And
stock market?
And I don't know what the stock market's going to do. I'll tell you that whole thing could fall apart, to tell you the truth, because there could be a lot of people just pulling their money out of those overpriced companies and everything and just putting the money in Bitcoin instead. I think you're going to see a lot of money migrate from those. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of younger folks, they're looking at putting their money in things like Bitcoin instead of just buying stocks, right? Isn't that popular?
There's a lot of idiots out here. I don't know.
I think it's getting more and more popular for people. I've even heard people refer to altcoins like they're stocks. They're not, of course. Most of them are scams. But I've seen
people look at it that way.
I've seen people act like they're, I'm buying X number of shares of whatever altcoin, right? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So it's going to be wild times. I mean, the next 10 years is going to be wild times. So we will.
Yeah.
We will see.
I wouldn't want to be into altcoins, long term or anything, but
Yeah,
a couple of Ethereums last
for,
year, and they're a lot more expensive now.
I mean, people that want to try to increase their Bitcoin holdings, that it's like gambling, right? It's like,
Yeah,
but you just got to know when to get out, and it's
sure.
the same thing with gambling. If you don't get out, it doesn't matter how much you were up yesterday. If you're not up today and you're still in, you're screwed. So
Right.
you got to know when to get out of those things. So I'll just stay in Bitcoin long term and just keep adding to my stack. Uh,
Right.
let's see. Let's see if there's any other interesting comments in here. 38 millimeter snowflake and steel would be fantastic. Titanium is great for larger watches like the 231, but I don't want it on a smaller watch. Polishing on steel and gold is better than titanium. I'll tell you, this thing shines pretty good that I've got on my wrist. It's pretty hard to tell this from the steel. I had this right next to the steel version, the 229 model, and it's not that easy to tell that it's titanium.
Oh yeah, I've looked at both side by side.
And what did you think?
Well, I would buy yours because I don't have a titanium watch. I will say it throws you off when you first pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just so light.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
shocking.
but what did you think about the looks compared to? Did you think that the titanium was a lot duller looking?
No, I actually liked it as a change from.
It's pretty close.
First of all, it's fairly similar.
Yeah.
But I like the look of the titanium as an alternative because I own stainless steel watches already, so I buy that one. They're close enough in price, and then also I like the gold logo.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. I think it pops a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that one just for those reasons.
Triforce Rich says people buying Bitcoin are the same people investing in precious metals. Some of them do. Yeah, I own both. I own gold and platinum and silver. And
those are real things. So
yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I think we've made a lot of progress, and you did really good, Kyle. That was a good choice, and clearly she loves the watch, and clearly she's going to take care of it. And so there you go, Bree. So that's what you got to what you have to take away from this, Bree, is you need a boyfriend that's like got a lot of money and good taste, right? And so when December comes along, he surprises you with a Rolex. There you go.
Wow, that'd be a dream come true.
Well, if Lance is still in the show,
yeah, and Lance,
he wants to secure the prom date, there would be no better way.
Yeah, he better come through. That's right. He better come through.
You show up at prom with Bree,
and I'll tell you what, you know he's got money. You guys know that, right? I don't have to tell you guys. He's got money. Okay. I guarantee you he's loaded. Okay, I guarantee you. He's probably got a place in Connecticut that looks like a private school. He's probably got one of those places where you drive up the tree-lined driveway, and it takes you about 10 minutes to get from the gatehouse to the main house. That's probably how they live.
Let us know how it looks, Bree. Let us know.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. My gosh, it's 6:20. What the heck have we been doing? All right.
Well, it took us a while to drive down the hill.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's been a great show, and congratulations, Leslie. That's all I can say. That you've done really good, and you deserve it. And maybe this will motivate you to really make the right decisions and to move forward with your life and really be in motion and make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's
which is.
That's the good thing about having a nice timepiece like that. It constantly reminds you that you've got to be in motion and got to be making things happen. And it'll help with that. So that's why it's worthwhile for a young person to get a nice timepiece. It's a big investment, and it's not really an investment. It's a big purchase. Shouldn't use the term investment. But it's something that will secure that mantra and that mindset that you're making positive things happen every day, and that you're going to continue to be a big success. So very, very good. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. And Bree, I will show your website also, briefitdance.com, so people
Thank you.
will know how to send some donations. Donation time. All right,
The
thank you
Rolex Fund.
guys.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. That was pretty freaking awesome. Pretty freaking awesome, I will say. Long show today. What do we got? We got a long show going on here. Let's see. And some comments. Yeah, since GS produces fewer watches, they should be able to be a little more nimble. I agree. Make some trim watches. They made a trim dress watch right there with the 002, 10.2 mils thick. Of course, that's manual wind, but they should be able to get it down to around 12 mils thick or a little less for an auto wind unit. I think they should be able to do that. Let's see. I predict a Discord civil war. Okay. Craig, you're pretty much describing yourself when talking about Bree's perfect boyfriend. There you go. Lance is old money. That's right. I'm pretty sure they're well heeled. Sounds like your house, Craig, says Tim. And Cheatown says, how well do they live? You can only see their front gate from the street. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're pretty well strapped. All right, on that note, I'm going to I promised I would show the lovely Bree's website. BreeFitDance.com, folks. BreeFitDance.com. Go there and sign up as a Patreon and or make a donation. There's different options there. You can even send her Bitcoin. You can even send her some Bitcoin. So that's good. And you'll find links to all her social media on BreeFitDance.com as well. BreeFitDance.com. Some videos, some other information. Of course, link to her YouTube channel where she's got a bunch of videos and she'll have some more really cool ones coming up. So definitely stay tuned. And on that note, I'm going to go get something to eat. That's what I'm going to do. Let's see. See if we can wrap this thing up here.